Life genuinely becomes so much more enjoyable when you stop caring about what an opposing political party thinks about you and your political opinions. Because here's the thing, they may think you're crazy, but you know for a fact that they're out here promoting the murder of babies and the mutilation of children. So I really wouldn't take too seriously what a bunch of baby killing, child mutilating files have to stay. I wouldn't take that too seriously. Because only one of us has the moral high ground. I really wouldn't take too seriously what a bunch of baby killing, child mutilating files have to stay.
Man, if you don't shut the fuck.
Because only one of us has the moral high ground. And it's not the people who think that killing a baby is a human right.
Excuse me, hello? Why are you acting like a bitch?
Because I gave you too many chances to understand that.
Shut that shit up!
What's going on, y'all? My name is Doku D, and before we begin, I just want to ask, have y'all ever encountered a being so stupid, tears start falling from your eyes? It's like that shit genuinely, this individual, this TikToker, genuinely got me tearing up. Today, we're going to be using this creator from TikTok by the name of Tatiana Ruth to talk about how stupid it is to be pro-life in relation to abortion and why it is, in fact, not an unjustified killing. Because that's what would make it a murder, and according to this individual, it would be a murder. You see, a lot of far-right niggas are vehemently dishonest and constantly mischaracterize what abortion means. So then you get people like I showed you who put on this pseudo-intellectual facade when their morals come from a book where slaves are okay to beat so long as you don't kill them. You talking, bro, let me stop. Anyways, so pro-life. Being pro-life on its face simply means to be opposed to abortion. But honestly, I think this definition could use some expansion because given the name, you would assume someone who's pro-life would value life. But it seems to me that any niggas claiming to be pro-life often don't give a about the life in question after the fact it's fully here. I mean, the TikToker from earlier literally believes in natural selection. Look at this.
Natural selection was not being given enough opportunities to take out the stupid and weak, so now it's presenting itself in new and bizarre ways. And you know what? I say we let nature take its course. We let that woman move to Afghanistan with the man she's known for 12 days. We let influencers inject themselves with chemicals that they bought from a drop shipper from China. You know, we let people go on vacations to countries that are actively at war. Natural selection will always find a balance, and we need to stop from trying so hard to save people.
This is the person who gets to call left-leaning people evil. This is the person whose opinions ought be considered when it comes to legislating shit. This motherfucker talking like Perfect Cell, talking about something stupid and weak. What the fuck are you talking about? So anyways, pro-lifers place so much value on a human fetus, a human life, and yet when the baby grows up and their family needs food stamps, all of a sudden the entire family are a bunch of parasitic leeches who need to pick themselves up or be eliminated by natural selection and pick themselves up by their bootstraps and get their own damn food. I also don't see pro-lifers concerned about what happens to children when they are carried to term and given up for adoption and all the cycles of abuse and negligence that can come with, or if a person reluctantly or because they don't have any legal ways of having an abortion keeps a baby they don't want, has a broken home, lives in poverty, life is just miserable, and just generally has a terrible quality of life. No pro-lifers speak up about that shit. Never mind if a minor has a baby, you don't seem to give a about what happens to the minor's body. Your homeboy Charlie Kirk certainly don't give a shit because he said he would allow his own fucking daughter to go through pregnancy.
You had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped. And she was gonna give birth and she would, and she was gonna give birth and she was gonna live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
You know what's great about Charlie Kirk? Nothing. You know what's great about making fun of Charlie Kirk is every single thing you bring up some horrible shit he said, there's a fucking easy to find clip of the terrible things he said. Anyways, back on topic. Y'all don't give a fuck about the damper a child can have on a minor and the way that it can result in missed opportunities for the parents. There's so many other examples of how pro-lifers who claim to care so much about the lives of babies and yet fail to do or say anything about all the risk involved with not only the child's life, but whomever is pregnant with said child. So I say all this to say that these inconsistencies show it was never about the life of a child, but control over a pregnant person's body, which, by the way, your old shitty book is a huge fan of. I don't know if you noticed, but it's a fucking huge fan of it. You stupid motherfuckers place value on something that can't even experience harm because it doesn't even have the capacity for sentience. You place that shit over a current living person who is experiencing just because of what some old shitty ass book says, and yet you are the one with the moral high ground? You? Nigga, shut that shit up. What it really is that you're just ignorant. And if I told you to critically think for 5 seconds, by the time I got through saying the word critically, you'd be bleeding from your ears from all the stress that shit would place on your cranium. Notice how I keep referencing your shitty book. It's because that's the only place you can ground this shit, by God's trash ass words. But the reality is a human body's sans sentience is just a body. So now I'm going to go into why that sentience is important. Sentience is important because without it, you can't experience the world around you. You can't experience harm. You can't experience anything. And to be clear, experience and stimuli are two different things. Like bacteria can react to things happening around it, but not because it's sentient. It's more akin to an automated response based off a set of pre-programmed variables. Like I was saying, if you don't have the capacity for sentience, you can't experience any aspect of the world. And if you can't do that, you just become a body. And what's the value in a body? A sack of meat with no body in it. That shit's kind of smooth. Anyway, there's no value in just a body. The reason someone's life is valuable is because they're experiencing the world around them. They have memories, they can feel, they can love, they can hate, they can do all this other shit. When you have something that cannot do those things, what are we valuing? Meat? Are we gonna eat the nigga? Are you niggas feeling maternal over the cardiovascular system? No. So why the fuck do we care? I'll tell you why people like her care. They care because they believe in shit like souls, which is yet to be proven. If where we truly place value was in the body, we would fucking take dead bodies and act like they're still people still. We treat them like something they were in the past. So why do we treat fetuses like something they will be? They're not that yet. So right now they're a body. There's no person that's losing on anything. Furthermore, in the womb, the baby, fetus, whatever you want to call it, does not develop the capacity for sentience until approximately 24 weeks, which is when the thalamus develops, allowing them to actually have what they need to deploy sentience. So you may be wondering, how do I feel after 24 weeks of someone having an abortion? Now, let's say somebody wants to carry the baby to 24 weeks before they make a decision, and then they decide they want to have an abortion. I'd say at that point to seek options that allow the fetus a chance to live. You can still have an abortion without a fetus dying. Abortions simply mean to remove the contents of the uterus, but I would never say you have to carry the baby to term even after having the capacity for sentience, because the fetus, baby, whatever you like to call it, is actively violating your right to bodily autonomy. And if you feel you don't want the baby for any reason, they gots to go. And I'm gonna explain to you why. So being pregnant comes at a cost. The cost starts from it simply being inside you without your consent, all the way up to it will make permanent changes to your body and it will draw on your resources to survive. And yes, pregnancy can kill. No consent to sex isn't consent to pregnancy, in the same way you consenting to drive isn't you consenting to getting in a car crash. And consent is a continuous thing. And the moment it is taken away is the moment that whatever is happening to them should stop. And I don't care why a pregnant person doesn't want to be pregnant. If they don't like the word pregnant and that's why they don't want to be pregnant, then damn, that's the case, bro. Because when someone or something else is in violation of someone else's bodily autonomy, willfully or otherwise, they lose their rights to exert their bodily autonomy because it's a violation of another person's. To help you understand, think about home defense. If someone is in your home threatening your life unconsciously, let's say they're unconscious, because I know, certain people are going to liken this to a baby not being conscious, right? Threatening your life unconsciously. Let's say they're in some kind of sleepwalking killer state, right? You are still the one who reserves the right to remove them by whatever means is going to get them out. In terms of pregnancy, that's abortion. There is no magical pill you can take where they teleport out and grow up. It's abortion. So if that's what it takes to get them out, then that's what the fuck it takes. And just to be clear, you reserve that right because, like I said, they're violating your bodily autonomy. Whether they're unconscious or not, splitting you in two with a fucking knife is still splitting you in two with a knife. So you reserve the right to protect yourself. Their rights to bodily autonomy got thrown out the window the moment they came into violation of yours. I'm always going to prioritize the pregnant person's life over the fetus or baby's life, right? The only person who gets to decide where, what happens to the fetus in their body is the pregnant person, right? They get to decide whether their life is as valuable as, more valuable as, or less valuable as. They put the value on them, and just them. Nobody else, third party, should be coming in and telling you what you should do with your baby. That is entirely the pregnant person's thing. Why? Because it's their body that's being drained of its resources. So if you want to be pro-life in your own life and you want to have every baby that you get pregnant with, that's on you. That's completely, well, I mean, I would question, you know, ethics behind that considering the world, but you get what I'm saying. That's on you. But you don't get to strip that shit from other people and shame them for it and make them feel like they're killers because it is in fact justified, right? Babies can cause all types of damage to your fucking body. Not even to mention postpartum, which I think comes regardless of whether you get an abortion or you don't, right? Not even to consider that shit. Babies can real life fuck your body up for the rest of your life, right? So I don't give a fuck if the baby's not conscious. At the end of the day, they're still violating your bodily autonomy if you do not want them there. So anything in your body that you do not want there ought to be removed. Plain and simple, right? But a lot of you pro-life motherfuckers, y'all don't care about that. Y'all never did. Y'all motherfuckers are just hateful and weird, and y'all project shit from the Bible and act like you can ground it in something that makes actual fucking sense, but you can't. And it really is just that simple. But with that, that's got to be the end of this video. Tatiana Ruth, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Quit the pseudo-intellectual bullshit, bro. That shit annoying as fuck. Pick up a book about something that ain't a bunch of old fucking misogynistic, homophobic niggas writing some shit in a fantasy fucking novel. Just do something like that. But like I said, that's kind of the end of this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hype the video. Really helps get the video out to others. Do all those beautiful things. I would really appreciate that. Every little piece of support helps me stand on my feet when it comes to this content creator thing. I want to do this full time. Not doing it full time right now, but I would love to. So I like this. I don't know what to say, but I'm gonna see y'all niggas later. Peace.
I'm in the deep cut. I'm seeing skulls that burn. They trying to cut me off. Avoiding my luck. I'm feeling kind of stuck. I'm in narrow hallways, running like it's a ball game. Hand tracks be tracking me to different doorways. In a maze, and I don't know what to do. Guaranteed though, I'ma find the emeralds. Don't call me Knuckles for nothing. I get loose. Sure bees fighting with them foes all the time, but I gotta do it. They always stay out of line. Sometimes I wanna just chill and land, but I'm the protector of the emeralds and gems. Stay knuckled up in a deep cut. I'm seeing skulls that burn, they trying to throw me off. Avoiding my luck, I'm feeling kinda stuck. Don't call me Knuckles.